and welcome back to the podcast that gets lit. I am Luke, and I am really excited to give you a preview of the book that Bailey and I will be discussing tonight. We're actually only starting with part 1 of this book, but this is a book I've been excited about talking about for a while, and it is Mistborn, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. Like I said, we will be talking about this part 1 of Mistborn, The Final Empire tonight. We are live streaming the Gets Lit podcast like we typically try to. Didn't work for episode 1, but we're all back in our home studios, and so we should have better luck now. So I'm going to go through and give you a chapter by chapter recap really quick, just a couple sentences about each chapter in this part 1 for our episode tonight, so that Bailey and I can get quicker to the actual discussion part, as opposed to just making it more of a recap. So this is your summary and preview. If you have read the book, great. We hope you join us in the live chat and can give your feedback in the live chat. If you haven't read it, you have a couple hours until we record tonight. If not, join us whenever you can watch the video. That's great. It's a fun book. It's interesting. More on that tonight. So this is a set of summaries from coppermind.net. It's a wiki, fan run, so all attribution to them. Thank you for putting all your hard work in. Truly. There'll be a link in the description below, so you can also find exactly where I'm pulling this stuff from. It's a really well-run site, and I highly recommend checking out coppermind.net/wiki. So this part 1 of Mistborn starts with a prologue, and we meet a whole bunch of characters. I'm not going to go through a whole character listing, but the summary goes as: Lord Tresting entertains an obligator sent by Lord Venture, hoping to gain Venture's business partnership. Kelsier speaks with some ska in the evening, and when a ska girl is taken to Tresting, Kelsier intervenes, killing Tresting and all his servants and soldiers, finally burning the manor to the ground. Starting pretty hot and fresh out the kitchen, as they say. So now we begin part 1, The Survivor of Hath Sin, chapter number 1. All of these chapters start with a text of some sort that, in all honesty, at part 1 we don't know what it is at all, so I'm not going to touch on it because Bailey's a first-time reader. I didn't mention that. So she's only read part 1, so she hasn't read past this. So I got to keep these specific to the chapters at hand. So chapter number 1, summary. Vin introduced. Summoned to Cayman by Ulef. Cayman pretends to be Lord Jadu, head of a house desperately looking for new contracts. This is a cover, an attempt to scam the Steel Ministry out of money. Vin soothes the obligator Prelin Laird so he won't dismiss Cayman's pleas. Ooh. Chapter number 2, summary. Kelsier meets up with Dotson. They talk about their upcoming meeting. Cayman, as Lord Jadu, takes Vin to scam the ministry. Kelsier and Dotson sit in the waiting room with Cayman and Vin. Vin soothes High Prelin, and he gives Cayman 3,000 boxings. That's a lot of money. Kelsier and Dotson see the High Prelin and a Steel Inquisitor tail Cayman and Vin and the rest of Cayman's retinue. Dotson plans to distract the obligator, while Kelsier plans to distract the Inquisitor. Chapter number 3, summary. Vin's nervousness about the meeting with the obligator causes her to want to leave Cayman's lair. She tells Ulef, whom she wants to bring along, but he tells Cayman while she retrieves her personal effects, including her earring that her mother gave her. Kelsier saves Vin, promotes Mylev to crew leader, takes the 3,000 boxing as payment for dealing with the obligator and the Inquisitor, and rents the den for the evening. Mylev's crew leaves for a while so Kelsier can test Vin for being a Mistborn. Chapter number 4, summary. Kelsier and Dotson had left for a while, letting the crew return for a bit. The crew talks about what had happened, speculating on the new job. At a certain time, the crew leaves and the others arrive. Kelsier pitches his plan regarding the Ska Rebellion. Kelsier's crew agrees, except for Clubs, who walks out. Kelsier reveals to the others that Vin is a Mistborn, then tells them about and shows them the 11th medal. Chapter number 5, Summary. Small talk after the meeting. Hammond, Breeze, Yaden have left. Clubs returns, agrees to be on the team, and then leaves again. Kelsier, Doxson, and Vin head to rooftop. Kelsier gears up, heads off to Keep Venture to steal Atium. Kelsier breaks in, gets the safe with the Atium, and then has to fight some Haze killers. Kelsier escapes with the desired Atium. Woohoo! Chapter number 6, Summary. Vin wakes up in a room in Clubs' shop for the morning. The following morning, Vin starts to notice the differences between thieving crews and families. Kelsier et al. Plot out the job, the destruction of the final empire. Marsh eventually arrives, and everyone leaves so he and Kelsier can talk alone. Vin returns to eavesdrop outside the door. Chapter number 7, Summary. Marsh and Kelsier talk about and argue about old times, not talking about the details of the job at all. Kelsier convinces Marsh to come back again and listen to the job. As Marsh moves to leave, Kelsier notices Vin eavesdropping. Kelsier takes Vin out for her first night of training, giving Vin her mist cloak. Kelsier teaches her about the 8 basic metals, ending the chapter with them at the Luthadel City Wall. Chapter number 8, and the final chapter in part 1. Summary. Vin and Kelsier go over the Luthadel walls. Walking out into the night wilderness, Vin notices something following them, and Kelsier tells her that it is a mist wraith. Kelsier takes her to the main road where they meet up with Sazed, waiting for them with a carriage. He takes them to Felice. On the way, Kelsier offers Vin the 3,000 gold boxings to let her leave the crew if she doesn't believe that he's being honest with her. She takes the boxings but remains on the crew because she wants to see how things turn out. They arrive at Lord Renew's estate, and Kelsier and Renew talk in private briefly. Vin and Sazed also talk briefly, with Sazed offering to tell Vin about some of the religions of the past, without using those words necessarily. Renew suggests that Vin can play the part of a daughter of a favored cousin to Renew, and that he is introducing her to the other noble houses as a ploy to strengthen House Renew. Alright, so that was just a quick summary of Mistborn, The Final Empire, Part 1, the first 8 chapters in the prologue. We are going to be discussing this tonight, Bailey and I, in a little bit more detail. Be sure to check us out on socials at Gets Lit Podcast, Twitter and Instagram both. Hit that like button for us, tell your friends, share it everywhere, leave us some comments. We love hearing from you. Your comments go a long way to helping us know what you guys like, what you don't like. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. This show and all of our shows at thepodcastthat.com are produced with the love and support of our wonderful Imaginary Legion patrons. You can learn more about our reward tiers and what that means for the Get Slit podcast at patreon.com/stayimaginary. We hope to see you tonight, where I will be enjoying a nice, cheeky 12-year-old, if you know what I mean. It's not like that. I'm just holding up a single malt Scotch Glenfiddich 12-year-old. So don't take that the wrong way. But until tonight, stay imaginary.